does after every long trip. He gets right to the very lowest point, and then he's like, oh, by the way, babe, you got to fill up the car in the morning. What a beautiful place to stop.
I may or may not have done some daydreaming this morning.
I still can't get over your hair right now.
And now you gotta change it up every now and then.
I can't take you seriously.
Fuel in where the fuel goes.
I think it's diesel.
Hell, it looks like
Imagine
petrol.
that. It's been in there for a minute. Because I don't let the car run out of fuel. Anyway, you guys are probably actually wondering where we're heading to. So if you are just tuning in with us, stop. I'm gonna kill him. We have just been up in far north Queensland for like the past, I don't even know how long. We were meant to go there for a couple of days and we ended up spending like over a week there. We met some amazing people, did some epic spear fishing, went out to sand caves, islands, shot a heap of fish that we'd never shot before. Anyway, it's all in the previous episode. It's been a great trip so far, but sadly, yeah, go and wee over there. He's skipping to go and do a wee. But unfortunately now it is time for us to start heading back down south because we do eventually have to get back to work and keep running the workshop. So we are slowly making our way down, not slowly, we're punching it down towards Fraser Island. I pretty much had to beg Tom to go to Fraser Island because I've never been before. He's been, but I've never done a trip to Fraser. So we're gonna go and spend a couple of days there, cruising around, exploring, taking Black Betty on Fraser. I'm very excited.
I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to get back to work.
Let's see what happens. Let's hit the road again. Hopefully don't run out of fuel, and we'll see you guys when we get to the ferry.
Say, Morton. I know what it feels like to brush your hair. No, don't. God damn it, now I'm gonna fix it. Some guy robbed a piece of my childhood, can never be forgotten. It was I saw the light in a sunrise, sitting back in a 40 on a muddy river.
The leg bone was still there, partially hidden under some brittle branches, were the remains of her painted toenails.
At the gutter I come to touch the bright sun.
This seems some kind of sexual.
Where are we?
Looks like I have no eyebrows. Quick, are the eyebrows above or below the bender? Alright, we've got some chewing gum in my mouth. That's chewing gum, but it's so disgusting.
I can't believe we spent $500 on a rod to only catch a catfish this whole time.
Started talking English fucking 24 years ago. And you still haven't established the correct way to do it. Let alone spell.
I'd too if I couldn't catch a fish on a rod. Are we there yet?
The next day.
Good morning guys, we are officially at Inskip Point. So we did a big day of driving yesterday, camped somewhere local overnight, and we are ready. We're just going to air the tyres down because we do not we do not want to get bogged at Inskip Point. First time on Fraser with Black Betty. Yo!
Boys are on, mate.
Boys are on.
Just put it in full drive, lock the hubs. Doesn't have hubs to lock. But anyway, lock the metaphorical hubs. And we are at Inskip Point. Straight on, like a finger in. I can't believe we're going to Fraser Island. Can't believe I waited this long to eat my pie. I mean, and we're going to Fraser Island. She's a bit wet out there, darling.
So, we're at the beautiful Eli Creek on Fraser Island. The weather's a little bit touch and go at the moment. Like at the moment the sun is out, but it was just hissing down before. So We went and checked out camp where we're going to be staying for the next couple of nights. Only like 8 o'clock in the morning, mind you. I don't particularly want to go and sit at camp and do nothing while we wait for the weather to pass, so excuse the hair. I'm going to make the most of it. Probably going to inflate the floaties when Tom gets back and go for a little bit of a float. Why not? You know, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So this is what we are going to do. Rain, hail or shine, we're going to have a great time. Job's right, it's going to be fine. Job was not right. It started hammering down again. So we decided to cut our losses and actually head to the western side of the island. We're going to do a bit more adventuring and also see what we could find along the way.
That is a monster. I'd climb that with my imagination.
So as you guys saw in the car, we've headed over to the western side of Fraser Island just because the wind was absolutely ridiculous on the eastern side. So came over here, the water is pretty nice, very blue. We decided we're going to cook up some lunch over here. Tom's going to put the rod out as he does and we'll see how we go. He actually just hooked up onto a pretty decent shark which just like peeled his line before, but anyway, we're going to hook into some lunch and then see what we get up to for the rest of the day. Hop out of the car to get some footage of Black Betty and Tom's left me. Are you gonna stop? He's not stopping.
Uber for camper.
Thank you for coming back.
Uber.
So you're gonna leave me there?
Thinking about it.
The weather decided to turn it on for us, so we sent it back over to the east side of the island and we thought we'd check out some of Fraser Island's most iconic spots. Back in 1935, this ship was actually sold to Japan for scrap metal. When once it entered the Queensland waters on its way there, a huge storm hit and its tow chain actually snapped, which led to the ship washing up onto Fraser Beach, and it has been sitting here eroding ever since. Was this your pirate ship, buddy?
No.
Arr, it crashed up here.
I reckon it's time for a rum.
Rum?
Yep.
Be rude not to, I reckon. Hey, Red. Apparently I'm getting really sunburned, says Dad. Alright, we are at Eli Creek. I'm gonna go for a float. I don't think Tom's gonna join me though because he left his float in Cairns, believe it or not. You want a beer? We're out of beer, so Bundy it is. 5 hours later.
Summertime, get ready, we are so divine. Blue water and yellow sand. Let's live our dream. Summertime, get ready, we are so divine. Blue water and yellow sand. Just you and me. Summertime, get ready, we are so divine. Blue water and yellow sand. Let's live our dream. Summertime.
Well,
It's raining again. Again.
Tell you what, I just said to Liv, I love Far North Queensland. I know we're not in Far North Queensland now, but
Still,
I
Queensland
love Far
wet
North
season.
Queensland, but the wet season would give me the absolute shits.
Do our bloody heads
Like,
in.
oh yeah, 5 o'clock, mate. Might just jump on the tractor and do another couple of hours. Wrong. Just rain.
Tom's had enough. Maybe we should go back to the pub.
Rain. We can't go back to the pub.
Why?
Because I'm going to end up pissed. Then we're going to have to walk back to camp.
And we'll walk back to camp with dingoes. It's a long way. But I just went for a float down Eli Creek, so that's another thing. Ticked off the bucket list. It's quite nice.
It's pretty nice, yeah. I reckon we might have to go and do some camp admin, set up the swag, maybe put the awning out so we don't get peed on.
If we put the awning out, we're going to be staying there for the rest of the day.
Well, 4 o'clock, so
Oh, is it?
I don't know what else you intend to do today,
Oh,
darling.
it's 4 o'clock.
Should have stayed over the other side. Didn't rain on the other side, eh?
Oh, you'll blame me for that.
Fuck's sake, leave.
So day one on Fraser did not disappoint, despite the weather being a little bit temperamental. Still made the most of it. We went over to checked out the west side of Fraser Island, which was absolutely beautiful. Still haven't managed to catch anything on the fishing rods, which is a bit of a bugger. But anyway, still beautiful over there. Had a good little chill sesh. Came back, hit up the pub just to see what it was like. Went to Eli Creek, checked out the shipwreck, which was also really cool. Oh, and I saw a dingo. That was awesome. I saw this cutest little dingo. I know a lot of people think that they're like pests, and obviously they're wild animals and you got to treat them with respect and everything like that. I totally agree. But he was so cute. He was absolutely adorable. I'm an absolute sucker when it comes to anything, any kind of animal, like dog related, or really just any animal in general. I think what we're going to do is we've still got some coral trout left over from our spearfishing adventure up in Far North Queensland, so we're going to have that for dinner. Some crispy skin coral trout bites with some maybe like Mexican rice or something. Heat it up. These march flies though are next level, I'm telling you. Found a little campground for Black Betty in the middle of the dunes, just so we're a little bit out of the wind. Pretty much just going to chill out at the top of these dunes here, have a beer, relax, unwind, because we are going to be back at work very, very soon. I'm sorry if the audio is bad because of the wind right now, but you guys see what I mean by we needed to stay in the dunes. Savor these last few moments of relaxing, well I am anyway. Tom, on the other hand, he has made a friend, this lovely old fella down on the beach, who's teaching Tom how to catch beach worms, because he is bloody hopeless at it. So GoPro's not going to pick it up, but he's like way down there on the beach having a little bromance with this bloke, so all the best for him. So I'm going to relax, have a couple of beers. I'm going to chuck dinner on real soon, and yeah, I don't know, we'll either see you guys for dinner or we may see you first thing tomorrow morning, because I've got a couple more things I want to tick off my list, like Lake Mackenzie. Should be good before we hit the Frog and Toad and start heading back home. But I'll keep you guys updated. As always, catch you very soon.
So apparently Liv's already been doubting me. To all of the people of YouTube. But anyway, I went down the beach, tormented some poor bloke who was having a really nice afternoon collecting bait, and he actually taught me how to collect beach worms.
You finally got yourself some beach worms, babe.
Now I'm going down to figure out how not to catch whiting.
Hey, this might be what you needed to break your dry spell on the fishing rod.
This is not a dry spell. I caught that beautiful,
Catfish.
absolutely lovely catfish.
Only thing he's caught on the rod this whole trip. I'll meet you down there. Oh, I'll bring the phone down, and if he does catch anything, I'll chuck the camera on. Highly unlikely though, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted.
Up to 9 meters deep. I feel like a kid going to school with his backpack on. I want to go to school. Hooray!
What do you reckon dug that? Dingo? Maybe?
doing
We are.
Minecraft.
Shut up.
I'm not going.
Dingoes. Good morning. Woke up super early this morning and we are now at. It is true, we have been eaten alive by midges and mosquitoes. I've never felt so itchy in my entire bloody life, but it's fine because we are officially at Lake Mackenzie. I'm very excited to go for a bit of a swim, wake up a bit, chill out. God, the water looks amazing. Woo! It's so blue.
How good.
We must be. Good. Might as well.
Alright, so we made it to Lake Mackenzie, which is bloody beautiful because this is actually probably my favourite place on the planet. I've seen some things, I've been some places, and I reckon this is like the most, I don't know, what's a nice way to say unmolested place? Yeah, well, honestly, I reckon we just dial it back for a couple of hours, chill out, and then we hit the road, eh?
Hit the frog and toad.
Hit the frog, and especially the toad. Why don't you give us your hat and go for a dive?
Do my mermaid dive.
Do some mermaid impression again.
So of course Tom's made friends with some young Forby froffers here at Lake Mackenzie, so they're going to teach him how to play spike ball. Should be interesting. He's got his bandana on, he's taking it seriously.
Mid-business, mate.
I got my summer body on.
It's alright, the mullet's rocking, mate, that's all you need.
Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like.
Who won, babe?
The mullet's lost. We're changing the name to the dad bods as well.
Mullets and dad bods, you reckon, mate?
Yeah, no good, eh? I'm gonna be sick if you keep doing that.
That's all she wrote, guys. I reckon that Lake Mackenzie, like, that is stunning.
Yeah.
I think it has to be one of my favourite places we have seen on this trip. but
I reckon that's
highly recommend
the probably up until this trip that was my favourite place.
for sure. Like Tom said, we're going to hit the road, slowly make our way back towards the ferry, probably stop in at the pub on Fraser and have a feed and a schooner, and then make our way off back to the mainland, back to reality, back to work, back to our puppies. But we'll catch you guys in a minute anyway, because we want to do a little bit of a chat about how Black Betty's been going, and Tom wants to talk about how she's been driving and stuff like that. So we'll see you guys in a minute. Alrighty guys, so we are currently waiting in the line to get off Fraser Island. Apparently someone got bogged coming off the ferry, so we may be waiting a little while. I thought it'd be a good time to do a bit of a chat. Tom wants to have a chat about Black Betty, just about how she's been going.
Yeah, also, in case you didn't know, like me, there is actually an inland road for when the tide's too high. So yeah, apparently the first one's off the barge got bogged, so we'll be right, half an hour and we'll get off. But anyway, yeah, quick summary of the Fraser Island trip.
Like you guys probably know, I think I said at the start of the episode, it was a bit of like a last minute thing to come here. We didn't know whether we were just going to hightail it home or whether we were like, oh, we'll just stop in here. Yeah. So we ended up stopping in a couple of days, and I'm really kind of glad we did, because this year I feel like it's going to be a big year for us with work, and you know, we've got so much we want to achieve. So this was really going to be our last big holiday for a while. We'll still go away on weekends like we always do and have our fun, but
yeah, 100%. And like obviously we're getting married this year as well. Yeah, if you guys have seen the previous episodes, you'd know. But anyway, we're getting married, so we probably figured we're not going to have time for a beautiful big honeymoon. Like we might still bang a weekend off for the sort of honeymoon setup, but so yeah, this is our honeymoon, and it's been unreal.
It's been freaking awesome. Like to be able to go up to Cairns, meet the people we did, like Trav and his family, do the spearfishing, like, and then on our way back down, come to Fraser and tick off bucket list moments down here as well. It's been unbloody real. I'm so stoked that we got to do it.
Yeah, so what was your favourite part of Fraser Island?
I reckon Lake Mackenzie for sure. Like we did get up pretty early, and we went there, maybe like 7 o'clock in the morning. The sun was up, it was bloody beautiful, no one was there. Like, I love the fact that you can go some places and it just be like really, really secluded and untouched. Yeah. So that was definitely a highlight. Met some awesome people. Yeah. Borby frothers. Yeah. What do you reckon your favourite? Well, you've done this before, but...
yeah, I still reckon Lake Mackenzie, like honestly up until this trip, Lake Mackenzie, I would have said Lake Mackenzie is the most beautiful place on the planet. Lake Mackenzie at this point in time is my second favourite place on the planet.
And what's the first?
I reckon that Sand Cay up in off Port Douglas.
That was a bloody unreal day. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen that episode, make sure you go and watch that episode.
That's sick. Yeah, met a good group of people, played some spike ball, which I've never played before. Pretty sure I let the team down. We lost. But also the West Coast, that was the first time I've been to the West Coast.
The West Coast was really cool. Yeah. Very protected from the wind. The water was beautiful. Lots of sharks though. Yeah. Like Tom literally just hooked up onto sharks while fishing the entire time. So wouldn't recommend swimming too deep into the ocean.
It was honestly like glass. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
The water was crystal clear. So it was well worth a trek over there if you go on a Fraser and you're tossing up whether or not to go over there. I reckon definitely make the time. Yeah. Unfortunately, we just don't have the time to head up to Sandy Cape, do Nagala Rocks and all that sort of stuff. Would have been good, but you can't do it all, honestly.
Like we knew we were only going to be here for 2 days. I'm super stoked with how Black Betty's gone as well. I think she's been awesome this trip. Like, haven't had too many issues. I may have had a bust up and lost the fuel cap, but other than that, it's been good.
I'm actually super impressed with the D-Max. Obviously, last time I came here, it was actually not with my previous D-Max, it was the earlier ones on my Rodeo. You know, obviously we just got this car, just clicked over, 15,000 Ks. Done around...
We're up to 15,000 Ks now.
We've done like, 6,500 Ks on this trip, pretty much. So, we weren't all that prepared. Like, we didn't do a service on the car and then leave, which we probably should have done in hindsight. As far as the way that D-Max itself performs, like the way it drives on the beach is unreal. Been monitoring the automatic transmission temps. Basically only got up to about 85 degrees, which is fine. I was honestly expecting it to be up around 95. Holds gears quite nicely. On the beach at about 60, it would sit in third gear and sort of rev out quite a bit, but that was sort of like a more comfortable speed. It was using like 30 litres per 100 according to the dash. And if I could get it up to 80 kilometers an hour and get that torque converter to lock in fourth, it was using about 20 litres per 100, which is like pretty good for a beach, really. Especially because it's high tide, so we're in the soft sand the whole time.
Bloody time.
Literally heading onto the island, it was low tide. It was literally using 12.5 litres per 100
Crazy,
to drive the whole way up there because we're on hard sand.
So good.
At 80 kilometers an hour, sort of what you'd expect. Obviously, we've had this thing tuned, but obviously inland, there's a few spots where you sort of got to give it a bit. It really just ate it. The Hankook tyres bagged out really nice, about 15 psi.
Canopy's been awesome to live out of.
Canopy's awesome. It's always awesome.
Yeah, can't go wrong, honestly.
We're so sick of living out of a swag. So.
Oh, we can't. Hopefully next big trip you guys see us on will be in our new rooftop tent.
Suspension is awesome. Like the inland tracks.
Amazing.
The inland tracks are pretty bad up here at the moment. I don't know. You know, in comparison, I couldn't compare them to anything, but they're sandy and they've just got those really bad like ripples in them.
Yeah. And a couple of times we did come into one and hit a hole a little bit because it's all sand, it all looks the same. So we hit a hole pretty hard, and the Fox suspension was Mickey Mouse.
So yeah, really stoked. I love the power. The response is awesome. The auto drives absolutely beautifully. Yeah, absolutely stoked. Would 100% buy this D-Max and do this build series all over again tomorrow. I would not.
Me too.
Apart from the rooftop tent, there's nothing I would change.
Yeah, I never thought I could love a car so much, honest to God. I love it. Alrighty guys, well, that is it for our trip so far. We've got to head, I think, about 10 or more hours down to Mudgee, back to the farm.
Yeah.
To pick up the fluffers, obviously give Black Betty a big clean and a bit of TLC, but it has been an unreal trip. It's honestly, we've done things on this trip that I'm never going to bloody forget. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Still bloody
frothing
eh?
so hard.
So good.
And we've still got so much fish left in the freezer.
I hope you guys enjoyed the little mini series. If you haven't watched all of them, go back and watch them if you want something to keep you entertained. But hope you loved it. If you did, like the episodes, drop us a comment. We do love going through your comments, and subscribe to the channel is always a huge help for us. So thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you on the next adventure.
Catch us later.
Yeah.